Buddy, Tim here. And for those people who have been nice enough to mention me in a few of their videos lately, it's actually pronounced Tim Gable. Don't ask me why. I don't argue. It's what my family says. It's spelled the way it's spelled, but something with the German becoming Americanized. They say Gable. And I at first thought, I'm not saying I'm a paranoid person, but I truly thought for the first 15 years of my life my parents were jerking my chain, my grandparents. But I've actually met people who spell their last name the same as I do, and they pronounce it Gable. So take it for what it is. I prefer just Tim. So um, I know that I've just been posting a few videos lately, and people have no idea who I am or what my interests are really or anything. And I thought one way of maybe showing um, what kind of things I have been doing lately to keep myself relatively sane was to do a weekly rewind to just cover the last week briefly, I hope, um, with what I've been doing and nothing in depth, just day by day. So last Sunday, the 6th, was WrestleMania 30. I do not believe that I've ever seen a WWE event live, but the WWE, I haven't watched wrestling. I don't have cable. I don't watch television. I haven't watched television in about 9 years now. I watch DVDs of TV shows, and I watch some stuff on Hulu and occasionally and Netflix. But watching regular television, I haven't done for about 9 years. But lately, I've been curious. When I was a kid, wrestling was a big thing to me, and the WWE announced that they're starting an online network of their own, WWEnetwork.com, I think, if you go there. It's like $9 a month, and while I'm broke, I thought I could commit to that because what you get is everything, basically. Everything they do, including their pay-per-views, which I remember being like $40 just to order the pay-per-views, which is why I never got any. So I got to see WrestleMania 30 on Sunday night. I started the pre-show at like 4 in the afternoon, and it went till 6, and it was rather silly because, of course, they're doing like a real sports I'm not going to say it, prognostications about what the matches are going to be and who's going to win and why they have the edge and everything. And then they had one dark match before the official WrestleMania, which was surprising to me. It was for the tag team championships. It was a 4-way tag team championships, which I knew none of the wrestlers. A lot of the wrestlers I didn't know in the whole evening, but in the 4-way I knew none of them. And it was a very good match. The current champions apparently are the Usos. If I understand it right, they're the sons of Rikishi. And it was an interesting match. The two matches of the night that I really enjoyed, well, three. There's a young wrestler, Daniel Bryan, who apparently they've been setting up as being everybody's against him. He's the little guy, and he's fighting the establishment, and he had to beat Triple H, who is fairly established for years now wrestler, just to get to the final match at the end of the night for the 3-way championship. Either he or Triple H would move on. But that was an excellent match. And then the saddest match of the night for me was seeing the first time I watched WrestleMania, and The Undertaker loses his first match ever in a WrestleMania event. He's gone 20-some years, never lost a match, and the streak ends because I watched the show. I know it wasn't me, but sure feels that way when stuff like that happens. And then the final match I enjoyed, which was Daniel Bryan against Batista and the current champion. And I'm going to blank on, I know who he is, I despise him. Oh, Randy Orton. And so those three matches were the highlight for me. I'm not going to go into all the matches. There's lots of videos online of what the matches were and everything. And there's people who know a lot more about wrestling than I do. But that's what I did Sunday night. Monday, I hadn't watched the Netflix movie in I don't know how long. I hadn't watched anything on Netflix for quite a while. And I'm looking at my queue. And for some reason, I clicked on The Great Mouse Detective. I guess I saw Vincent Price. I realized I'd never watched this Disney film. I'm a sucker for Disney. I watched it. It's 3 out of 5 stars. It's a take on Sherlock Holmes. It was amusing. The music was subpar for a Disney film, and there's the two. I mean, it's not bad. There's a very risque song, very suggestive that the female characters sing in the saloon, and the Vincent Price number is good, but I mean it could have been done straight without music. But it was an okay film. I mean, it's not one I'd rush to watch again, but I'm a sucker for Sherlock Holmes, and it was interesting to watch. And I didn't do much else on Tuesday actively. But I haven't bought anything in quite a while, and I'm in the Disney, I've had a bad habit of, I've had broken for the longest time of joining clubs, but I joined the Disney Movie Club, and they had half price, so I bought 2 films, and this is always where I suck, is trying to line these up. Sword in the Stone is one of my favorite Disney animated films, along with The Jungle Book. And the original Tron, I have it on DVD, but I have the sequel on Blu-ray, and I thought, what the heck. And I love Tron, even though, it's probably, I know that people consider it ridiculous today and everything, but I saw this in the theater. I was there for the build-up. That was back in the days of arcades, and one of the few games I could actually play fairly well in the arcade was the Tron game, and so this has always been a favorite of mine. And I'm a sucker for anything King Arthur, and I enjoy this one. So that was on Tuesday, and I do a lot of my shopping at Dollar Tree, which is a dollar store, everything $1 here in the Twin Cities and maybe elsewhere. And I save a lot of money getting, cleaning supplies, toiletries and that thing. But I picked up Joe Hill, Horns. I haven't read a Joe Hill novel or book yet, or even his graphic novels, but I've heard good things. And I think I have Heart-Shaped Box somewhere that I've just not read either, but I want to read some. I believe he's Stephen King's son. I know that he's getting awesome reviews for his work. So, I mean, I saw that $1. So Tuesday was spoil myself for the month day. I suppose you consider WrestleMania was spoiling myself on something I really didn't need either. But so I did that, and then in the evening on Tuesday, since I had watched Netflix the night before, I thought I'll try again. And I had some Marvel animated films in my queue, and it was not, if I was underwhelmed by The Great Mouse Detective, I was just really disappointed by the 2 I watched. Iron Man and Hulk, Heroes United, just left me with nothing. I didn't enjoy it at all. I was 2 stars maybe. It was CGI, talking Hulk, plot holes, a horrible voice actor for Tony Stark. I mean, I'm not just judging against Robert Downey Jr. He was not at all good, in my opinion. And then I watched Iron Man Rise of the Technovore, which was kind of anime crossed with CGI backgrounds. And again, that was 2 out of 5 stars. I didn't get anything out of it. I didn't think it was that great. It had interesting premise, but it was just not something I enjoyed. Wednesday, I had some personal meetings. Played Skyrim, which if you don't know, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim is a fantasy role-playing game, and I have far too many hours in on that. I suffer from insomnia, and so I get a lot of time put on that, and I've started a new character, and so I played Skyrim, and then I think I spent the evening updating Twitter lists and watching YouTube videos, which you probably could do that almost every day. I'm going to watch a few YouTube videos, but that day I made a note of it, so I must have watched more than usual. Thursday, I had a couple appointments. I recorded a YouTube video response. I'm not sure which one that was. That was about it. Friday, I tuned in to watch a live streamed Let's Play video on Twitch. One of my favorite YouTube gamers, Let's Play people, mod people, just vloggers in general, is named Gopher, and he's been doing Twitch live streams, and he played XCOM Enemy Within, and he was losing his voice, so I figured, how long can it take? He started at 2 my time. I was still watching when he ended at 6:30. So there's something wrong with me, I think, because I sit and watch these people play video games instead of actually getting on and playing the games myself. But he's such an amusing person. Look up Gopher's videos, or I'm sure it's Gopher's videos, and check him out. And he's the nicest guy, great sense of humor, very helpful, playing a variety of games, plus he does how-to videos. So I did that most of the evening, then watched some YouTube videos and putzed around. And what I did then was I tried to play a new game I've installed on Steam. It's relatively new, called Banished. It's a city builder where you're trying to build up your community like SimCities. And boy, do I suck at it. I don't think it's just that the game is extremely hard. It is, because I've watched Let's Plays of it, but I particularly suck, and before I knew it was like 7:30 in the morning, and I had polished off 5 towns. Everybody died 5 times. I mean, I started, the last village I named Doomsville, or Doomsford or something like that. But I'm determined to at least keep a few people alive, so I'm going to keep trying. So I did that all night, and Saturday my plan was to stay up all day, try and get to bed at a decent hour, and instead I had made myself a good lunch in the slow cooker, and after lunch I fell asleep till 8:30 at night, and then I was up all night, and I went into Sunday, and that's the next week, so I'm not going to tell you what I did on Sunday. But that's the basic gist. I don't do a lot. I spend a lot of time in my apartment. I go out for appointments. I go out for meetings, but actually did more this week. I mean, watching WrestleMania, actually doing the Netflix, which I haven't done in months. I pay for it every month, and I haven't watched anything. So to watch 3 things in 1 week, even though I didn't particularly love any of them, was something. And I've done more gaming this week than I've done in quite a while. And I think that's part of it, stems from me doing the videos here too, is I'm trying to be more active, whether my body wants to or my brain wants to do anything or not. And so I just want to give you a rundown of the types of things that, when I am active, do interest me. Be curious to hear how your week's events went, what you did, what you're reading, playing, watching, doing, creating. I see some of it in your videos, but I'm sure there's got to be more to it than that. So on that note, have a great week. Stay safe. Be well. God bless. Thanks.